since the hours following the verdict of the defamation case between her and Johnny Depp. Amber and her people have actually been claiming that they are going to appeal the case. But new information has just revealed that they actually don't have a basis for their appeal, and all that was stated earlier were basically just convenient lies. So, what's new about the airtight stance Amber and her people were claiming for the appeal? Since Amber came back to the spotlight after taking a few days off following the trial, she's had some fans fooled that she would be making her return in grand style by appealing the judgment. But there are just more lies from a person that's already been proven to be a liar by a court. Now, the basis of this is that before Amber actually came back to the public, her lawyer Elaine Bredehoft had been the one handling her public relations by going on several interviews and saying whatever she believed was needed to get the public to sympathize with Amber. And while she told several lies and made several slip-ups in the process, there's one particular aspect of her interview that was totally wrong and led a lot of people into thinking she actually has a shot at the appeal. And this was when Elaine stated that they had other piles of evidence to present to the appeal court, specifically that they had medical records.
Argued in your closing arguments that if they found even one instance of abuse, and it did not even have to be physical abuse, that they would have to fine for Amber Heard, and they didn't.
And the other part to bear in mind here is nothing changed. The op-ed didn't even mention Mr. Depp by name. And so what basically they did here is demonize her. And they were able to suppress the medical records, which were very, very significant because they showed a pattern going all the way back to 2012 of Amber reporting this to her therapist, for example. We had significant amount of...
Now, listening to her talk, you would think she's referring to records of Amber actually going to the hospital to get treatment for the gnarly assault she kept claiming Johnny inflicted on her. But that's not actually the case. Here, the records her lawyer is referring to are notes and statements she seemingly made to her therapist about the alleged assault, which, by the way, have been proven to be false. Now, this has raised a lot of eyebrows because they have claimed this would be one of the bases for their appeal, claiming that the trial wasn't fair because they were prevented from revealing these therapists' notes, and now a lot of people have come forward to shed some light on how things actually work in the law. The presumed expert wrote on Twitter, "Reasons why therapist notes aren't considered factual medical records. You can lie to a therapist. Physical injuries can't lie to an attending physician." Now, the thing about this statement is that you don't exactly have to be an expert to be able to tell that it makes perfect sense, because if Amber was actually telling the truth that Johnny did assault her, she would have actually been at the hospital more than a few times, given the description of how ugly their fights got according to her. But nope, no photos of injuries, no records of ever visiting an actual doctor, just claims that a man that has never even been convicted for being violent towards women is an assaulter. The subject also attracted several other people, and all of them pretty much resonated with the post. One user wrote, "It's extremely easy to manipulate a therapist or counselor. One person can be fooled. But in a group session with many others, it is almost impossible to be manipulated." Another user added, "Pathological liars. People with BPD and high sociopath scores lie to the therapist as a rule. They very rarely get the care they need or improve because they do not submit to the process of self-examination, accountability, and behavior modification. They just go to ego boost." Well, given that everyone can see the flaws in the claim they want to use as the basis for their appeal, there's a high chance the legal parties involved in the process will probably see it too. But regardless, we'll see what her alternative is. Tell us, do you also think that it is strange that she never actually visited a medical doctor?